Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name's Colleen, for those of you who don't know. And today I'm going to be talking about my book Tubathon TBR. Because I filmed this far in advance, like the organized loser that I am. Some of these might have changed by the time I actually get there if I have already read them. But this is kind of like, in general, what I'm thinking I'll be reading during the week of the book Tubathon. So during the month of July, I have a couple other things going on in my reading life. I have my TBR jar, which will have already been posted, link up above if you want to see what I picked from my jar this month. I have the 5-star predictions that I'm still trying to get through, none of which are on this TBR because I am smart. And I also have a cozy mystery thing going on, and I'm trying to read only Canadian authors. So winning at this. So while I go through the books that I have currently on this TBR, I will let you know where it fits into my grander reading plans, and let me know if you're also reading any of these books because I would love to know, or what books you're reading. Link anything with your TBR in it down below. I would love to look at it. Not enough of you follow me for that to make any difference, but I'm excited for you. But let's get into this. So the first challenge in this year's Reading Rush is read a book with purple on the cover. And I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't have many books with purple on the cover outside of The Robber Bride, which I'm not reading during a readathon because it is a literal brick. So I was looking through my Canadian TBR and I was like, you know, there's some purple here on this book by E.K. Johnson, 1,000 Nights. It's also YA, so it should be quick to get through. So that sounds like a good choice for that. And then the next one is read a book in the same spot the entire time, which apparently I didn't choose a book for. Let's go ahead and say we're gonna read one of my graphic novels. So choices are Blackbird, which also has purple on the cover, Darth Vader, which is the one that I'm most excited about, Lumberjane Stone Cold, Wonder Woman Volume 4 Godwatch, Zodiac Star Force, which I'm also excited for, which is Volume 2, Miss Marvel, which I probably won't read, and Monstrous Volume 3. So one of those will happen. Sorry to future me, who had to link all those down in the description box. But if there is any of these books that you're interested in, good news, they're all linked down below in the description box. As well as the link to the Reading Rush and the challenges if you haven't seen them yet already. Somehow. 3 is read a book that you meant to read last year, and for that I'm going to do The Couple Next Door by Sherry Lupina. I really enjoyed her first book. The first book by her that I read. I actually want to say that I read it perhaps last year, either during Booktubeathon or the readathon. It was during a readathon and it went well, so I'm going to stick with that. Also a Canadian author. Fits into my Canadian TBR. Then I have 4 is read an author's first book, and for that I have chosen Deja Dead by Kathy Reichs. This is her first book. After some googling, I confirmed that's not just the first in the series, but the first that she has written. And she's also on my Canadian TBR as a quasi-Canadian, as she works for the Quebec government. And this book actually starts out in Quebec. Who knew? Not me. So challenge number 5 is read a book with a non-human character, and for that I'm just going to say whatever cozy mystery I happen to want to read. Most of them have an animal in it who plays, I would say, an important role in the story. For example, Hamlet in this series helps solve the murders, and I also just want to read by book or by crook, and it has a cat on the cover, so that clearly counts. I have a whole entire stack of them over there that actually have animals on the cover. So whatever one I happen to be reading, but to be honest with you, it's either going to be one of these two, whatever one I haven't read yet, because I really want to continue on this series, and I've had this for over a year and I just need to read it. Also a Canadian author. And book 6, challenge 6 is read a book with 5 or more letters in 5 or more words in the title. I can't talk today. So for this, again, I have given myself 2 separate choices. The first one is A Red Herring Without Mustard by Alan Bradley. This is the third book in the Flavia series. Alan Bradley is a Canadian author. He is also on my TBR jar picks for this month. If I have already read that by the time the reading rush comes around, I'll be reading The Saturday Night Ghost Club by Craig Davison, which was recommended to me by a coworker that I'm excited to read, and also a Canadian author. And the final one is read and watch a book to movie adaptation. Whether or not I watch the movie during the week, I cannot yet confirm, but I will be reading the Bookshop book by, the cover is unclear about whose this is by. There's many names. By Penelope Fitzgerald. It was down at the bottom. And I am excited to read this. It's also tiny, unlike every other book that I have chosen for this TBR. So that's 7 books, more than 7 books that I showed you, but that 7 will happen hopefully during that week. We'll see what happens between work and life and all that stuff, but that is generally what I'll be doing during the reading rush. I am super excited. I hope y'all are participating as well, and I'll definitely do a daily vlog for some of it, but probably not all of it if I'm in the woods. Huzzah! Please let me know what books you're reading and let me know if any of the books that I mentioned here are interesting to you. But I'll catch you all later, and yeah, bye!